Okay, what are you doing? This is some kind of color remover, I guess.
I filmed that whole thing and then I realized it was on the time-lapse function. Basically, I have this Malibu Professional, mix it up with hot water, put it all over my head.
Color remover. You need to let it rest and rinse it for a very long time.
And now I'm just like heating it and letting it process for a while. I'm not sure if it actually did much, but I guess we're gonna find out whenever I let it dry. Did just do a quick little blow dry there. It's like a really, I would say, rich chocolate brown, which is obviously not what I'm going for. I think it maybe did just help to lift things a little bit because my ends should be lighter.
So if you put color remover on any color, make sure that you rinse it for a very, very, very long time. If I say long, like 10 minutes, because color remover is breaking the pigments in your hair. They are still in your hair and you have to rinse it out. If you rinse it for 1 minute, all these pigments that are broken are still in your hair and you visually don't see any difference or a little difference. So the longer you rinse, the more result you will get. If these pigments are still in your hair and you use an oxidation, these pigments are trapped again in your hair.
And yeah, we are running out of natural light, so if I do end up bleaching, we're gonna have to just be using this light that I'm using. So basically what I need to do now is, I was gonna do a bleach bath, but I think it's so dark, I'm just gonna have to bleach. I just watched another Brand Mondo video so I could kind of see, because I was watching them for a bleach bath and now I've realised, okay, I've already did 2 different rounds of trying to remove this colour and it hasn't really lifted it at all. So I think I need to actually go in with just proper bleach.
So I guess 2 times color remover, or it's a very bad color remover, or you didn't rinse it very long.
Just to kind of add those little like pink tones, it might kind of help just counteract if there is any yellowy, orangey kind of strands. Underneath this, you can't really tell, but this was like my natural colour, which you can see, dark blonde. Dark blonde was like kind of down to maybe here. And then I had highlights at the bottom. My hair is quite long. It does feel quite soft even though I did the colour remover. Supposedly is meant to wash out. In the past, I had used this same semi-permanent dye. I think it's Clairol Natural Essences. I used it before and I remember it was like a dark blonde colour and it came out a little bit darker than I expected, but then it washed out really well.
Some pigments are so difficult to get out if they are box colors, box dyes. I should not be surprised that it's very difficult to get them out. But there's a lot of history. You say dark blonde and then highlights, but I see a dark band in the middle. Was that the box dye? Because that's dark.
But I think my issue was this time that I kind of committed to going dark and I kept wanting to get a more cooler tone brunette and ashier tone brunette because my natural colouring's quite cool toned and I couldn't get the tone right. It kept washing out and being quite warm toned. So I had to kind of just dye it again and I think it's actually just stained my hair at this point. So I think we have to go in with the bleach. Their video about bleaching and he did say not to bleach after you've washed your hair. But yeah, it's Friday night and I have to go out on Sunday. And I know in my experience that it takes a long time. I might have to do multiple bleaching sessions.
Depending on what color that you want. So if you just want a little bit lighter, 1 bleach is enough. But if you want platinum, please don't say platinum, please don't say platinum, please don't say platinum, then you need multiple bleaches.
I'm gonna just try and do at least 1 bleaching tonight. And then that leaves me Saturday to do another bleach if I need to, and then tone. And then I'll probably just put something in that's kind of wash in, wash out. Worst case scenario, I'll just dye my hair bright pink because I actually wanted to do that before I did the brunette, and like let it kind of fade out to like a nice little pastel color. But I was in like a professional job at the time and they told me I could only have natural hair colors, and I was fed up of like the grown out ashy blonde. So usually what I would do when I feel fed up is I would put in like a nice little pink, a nice little peachy tone, purple. I've kind of did all colors since I was like 16. I think the only ones I haven't really had is like bright orange, bright yellow.
Well, don't worry, maybe you will have it this weekend. Bright orange and yellow. If you're lucky, yellow. So you want pink. Bright pink? Okay, you can't put bright pink on a pale yellow base. Pastel pink? You need to go to platinum, and you're not going to platinum this weekend.
If I find photos, I might actually put them up so you can kind of see the different colors. I used to bleach it so much, and I would kind of go from one day I would wake up and I'd be like, okay, I'm gonna go teal or like turquoise, and then I would have it for 2 days. And because where I'm from is quite like a small town, like people used to like cross over the road to talk to me and say something about my hair.
Look, there are some pictures that has a really beautiful color. There are some pictures with filters so we cannot see. And there are pictures that it's really washed off. But there are some pictures that has really nice color. So you are experienced.
So yeah, people would just shout at me in the street, and it caused me to like get a lot of attention, which I didn't really want as someone with social anxiety. I'm just mentally preparing myself for it to come out differently, or just it's been like 15 years now of me doing this basically. So I've kind of went through it all. I have had times where I've bleached my hair 4 or 5 times in one day. I remember my hair was maybe only like up to here anyway, and then it just was falling off, and then it was up to like here. So I've had like bobs up to like here from having to chop my hair off with the bleach damage, or like that time it was just like rubber. So now I know. At the time I didn't really know that bleach could do that to your hair, but like at the time I was just like doing this and it was just like breaking off.
Whoa, what a history of your hair. And still you're going to bleach it multiple times, although you know what can happen. Very brave.
Yeah, I just want to change.
Okay, if you are a very artistic person, it's normal that you want to have something special on your hair. That's very normal.
So we have this Blonde Me Premium Developer.
Yes! 20 volume, Blonde Me, very good. Very happy.
It's only 20 volume, so this is the issue. I got this because it's meant to be a lot better for your scalp. I am considering doing a 30 volume up until near the roots and then just putting this on the roots because they are quite light and they are already blonde and they will lighten a lot easier.
Okay, that's a very good thing that you are going to use 20 vol on the roots, because on the roots it should be maximum 20 vol. But why are you going to damage your hair on the lengths with 30 vol? It's not making any sense. And don't bleach your roots, you know me, don't bleach your roots yet until you're fully happy with the lengths, because it's natural. It will come off so easy.
So I think that's actually a good idea. I have this Wella Blonde Over Multi Blonde 7 Powder Lightener.
Why not using the same bleach powder? Always use the same bleach powder with the same oxidation, because the brands are testing their products with their own product. They are not mixing with other brands. So if you are using different brands to mix, the result is unknown, untested.
But then I also have these 30 volume. It does say off scalp only. And for light brown to dark brown, I'm going to use these if I have enough to go the whole way up here. I might have to mix in a bit of the 20 vol as I get up, or if I run out of product, because I know it takes a lot more than you actually think you need.
Mixing 20 and 30 is not a good idea. And mixing two different brands, definitely not a good idea.
Well, the first thing I need to do is just brush this hair out. It does tangle a lot. I never had this issue in the past until my hair got to a certain length.
But it's because it's very damaged that it's so tangled. That's normal.
To wear my hair in the middle part, and I do have like a little bit of like a kink or like a cowlick in my hair. So now it's actually hard to even get it bang on in the middle.
Okay, so please take sections and just do the regrowths and not touching the lengths. That will make me very happy, although it's 30 vol and you're going to damage your hair again.
I don't know what I did there, but this is...
Okay, this is good enough to start.
The gloves are on. I have my peroxide. I have my bleach. So I'm just going to try and mix this up now and just see how much of this will actually last. So yeah, this is what we're working with. It's quite smooth. Basically, be starting with...
Very liquidy. It has to be more like a firm yogurt.
So this back section, and I'm basically going to be doing my mid-lengths and my ends first, and then leave a bit of the root so then I can go back to it after. So yeah, that's the action plan.
If you say after, what are you meaning with after? Not in the same application, please.
And now I'm going to do a time lapse so I can listen to music because I need music to do anything.
Okay, so you take sections. These sections are not thin enough. They are really big sections, you see that. And you are really going very close to the roots. Although I see that it's coming off very easy. Maybe that's a lot of blonde under that brown and it will come off easy, but it will be orange, that's for sure. Definitely.
That was a disaster. I literally have some in my eyebrow. I got some in my contact. I forgot how hard it is to do your roots after doing all of your hair. So I know there's going to be a lot of spots that I've missed, and...
You did the roots. You will see now already that the length will be orange and the regrowth will be yellow because that's going very fast. You unnecessarily made it a mess for yourself because you didn't have to do the roots.
Yeah, it's already probably over-processed, so I've kind of fucked this up. But I'm going to leave it 5 minutes, put the cap on, and then wash it out and deal with this shit show tomorrow when it's dry.
And wipe off the bleach of your forehead, your ears. You can really have burns on your skin. It's really damaging. Take care of your skin. Now you are young, but one day.
Probably have to go round 2, but we'll see.
As I said, the regrowth is so yellow with 20 vol and the lengths are orange.
This is the next day. Completely dry. I just let it air dry, so this is like my natural texture of hair. I got an image on my phone so I could kind of just see what level approximately this is. And if we're going by this, I think this is a level 7, 8. Level 7, 8, I think.
8 is already the mid shaft is 7, 8. The lengths are 7 more to the 6.
It does just have those undertones, which obviously is like the demi-permanent color that I had in it. It's really stubborn, but it must have just like stained my hair really badly because you can see where my actual natural color was and where I hadn't bleached it as much.
As I said, natural hair, 20 volt. Look how pale yellow that is. Really, really good base.
I think because my ends were bleached before as well, they were more porous. So I think they've just been like stained really badly, but like underneath is like really light. Like I would say like this is like level 10. And then we're working down like level 10, level 9, level 7, 8.
7, 6.
But it doesn't really have pure blonde undertones as well. Going in with a bleach bath, I'm just gonna like do the ends and do the mid lengths first because they're the darkest, and then this kind of section I will rub it in towards the end because it is kind of still like a level 8 in bits.
Bleach bath is not meant for this. Bleach bath is to remove some lost pigments, or you have to bleach it for 2 shades. That's a bleach bath. Now you just need to bleach the lengths, mid lengths and tips again with the 20 volt, not the 30, but with the 20 volt, or even with 10, but you don't have that.
So I kind of just want to lift it 1 or 2 levels. I did try and do some reading last night because I was going to go back in with 30 volume. I think I'm going to try the bleach bath first because it's less harsh and I do want to keep my condition in my hair. And because I have quite a strong pink colour, these are the new, I've only just started using them, Herbal Essences Moisture, 96% natural origin. This one's 97% natural origin, and they have aloe in them, which is just really soothing to the scalp and also helps retain moisture.
All you are putting now on your hair to restore, like conditioner, they are putting the conditioner and all these ingredients that are filling up your hair, so between the layers, and you're going to bleach it again. So you're going to block the bleach. If you want to do something in between, do something like Olaplex, because that is restoring the inside. So don't put any products between your layers.
So together I'm hoping we will get something. I did look up a lot of people use different formulas and different ratios of products. I was up late just like looking at how I'm gonna fix this because I need to go out tomorrow. It is St. Patrick's Day, and I guess I could have just embraced the orange and just got a little orange dye and been a bit patriotic for the day, but no, I think I need to fix this. So
St. Patrick's Day, is that not with the green thing? You can put green. If I'm wrong, I'm very sorry.
Equal parts bleach, powder and developer and shampoo. So yeah, I think I'm gonna roughly do a 1-to-1, just like all of them, and then a little dollop of conditioner as well.
Never put conditioner in your bleach bath. Never. You can put powder, oxidation cream, hot water, very hot water, and shampoo. That's a bleach wash.
I'm going to mix my mixture for my bleach bath. I just realised I need to have damp hair. So let me get my little spray, kind of soaking myself here. I do need to be careful though because there are some under bits there really bright. So I need to really concentrate on these stubborn, darker bits. But yeah, I think that's damp enough.
This will be so difficult to do. This is a better thickness than previous.
It matters if it's a bit thick because of the shampoo and stuff. It'll lather up, and because my hair's damp, it will lather. It's painted on because it's a bath and because it's meant to go on really fast, and I can lather it. I'm just gonna put it on as it is.
Bleach doesn't lather, so don't use a bleach, even a bleach wash, like a shampoo. Never. But you're going very close to the roots again.
Can't actually tell if that did that much. I washed it out. The only thing that's concerning me really, I think my hair's fine, but my neck, as you can see maybe here.
What did I tell you? Wipe off all the bleach from your skin. What did I tell you?
It's all getting like spotty. Basically, I'm just gonna have to see what I'm left with, and I'm gonna be leaving on the conditioner like extra time basically, just to try and counteract the damage I've done to my hair living for this just like really warm sunshine.
Look, you're damaged your hair now with the bleach wash. Yes, it's softer for your hair, but it's again 20 vol, although it's with shampoo, but it's 20 vol. And you have no result. You better use it with a normal bleach with 20 vol and not touching the roots.
But yeah, I'm just gonna finish combing this out, and then as before, I'm gonna concentrate on the ends and mid-lengths and try and avoid my roots if possible.
So you're going to bleach it again. You're avoiding the roots and you're going directly to the roots. I don't understand.
The update, it's definitely very dry, which is to be expected after bleaching it essentially 3 times. Well, like 2 bleach baths and then 1 proper bleach.
So it was again a bleach bath.
It is starting to dry a little bit, so it's starting to like lighten a little bit. It's definitely orange. It's definitely, I mean, there's little tones of like nice little whiteness in there. But yeah, it's definitely not, I would say, light enough to do, which is pink. It'll be fine.
This will not be pink. No, this will not be pink.
I just kind of combed through with like a wide tooth comb so that I could see what it actually looks like and detangle it a little bit before I go in with the colour. The Clairol Gloss Up in Rosé All Day.
It will be more like rosé than with pink because it's too orangey yellow. If you put pink on orange hair, it has a rosé shine. So if you want rosé, this will be possible.
And then I'm going to use this as well, wash in, wash out colour, which I think I'll definitely need just to kind of get the vibrancy that I want. So I just want to leave it in for a long time to do like a conditioning mask. I'm going to leave it in for probably like 60 minutes because I want it to be as vibrant as possible. I don't mind if it's bright pink, magenta, whatever colour. I've had it before. And I'd rather bright pink than have all these weird tones of yellows and oranges.
Okay, then I should use another pink that is really bright. Because I don't know if that is powerful enough to cover.
No mix, no damage. So it's literally just a conditioner.
How many products did you purchase?
It is quite a mauve, I would say. This is how much comes in it. So now I'm going to put a few drops of the actual pink I have as well. So this one, it's called Cameleo, and the rest is in Polish. I can't actually read it. Rozokwa Polanka.
Okay, if there is so many things in Polish, it's because it's an internet shop and it's really cheap one. They ship it from the countries on the other side of Europe. It means that it's a different line of products. Wow, it's like watery.
It is really strong. Even after washing my hands, there is a little bit of pink still on it. But like this stuff, just a warning, this stuff, I just bought it on Amazon, but it does stain everything and it doesn't really come off of things. I'm wearing an old t-shirt, so I don't really care about this.
There are direct pigments. Direct pigments are really staining on the floor, on your hand, on your furniture. You really have to be careful. But these direct pigments are also very dangerous for your hair. Because if you're not removing the direct pigments and you want to change and you add some oxidation on these pigments, they are not changing or removing, they are growing. So you have more problems later on.
But it is very strong, so that's why I usually dilute it with a lot of conditioner. First of all, let me put on my gloves before I do anything. And I'm not going to like do any major sections, but I'll probably just put the top half up and then do the bottom half and then work up to the top. I think I also just need a lot of it. So what I actually might do is do a lot more conditioner actually, just to make more product put into my hair because I really want to saturate it.
You see, she's an artist and she likes to playing with
Got that
colors.
conditioner, just mixing it in. I'm gonna add in more of these pink drops because it's gonna dilute this down a lot more now.
This is really going with the flow. Really.
I'm thinking, is this enough? I'm just so excited to put conditioner on because the last few bleach baths I haven't been conditioning because I knew I was going to be putting this mask in and I wanted to have the most even payoff.
Okay, so be careful because if you're not distributing the bleach or the pink, I'm sorry, very good on your hair, you will have very uneven result, more uneven than you will have if you apply it very good, because you will have an uneven base, and if you have an uneven base, you will have an uneven end result. Or it has to be very, very vibrant and it covers everything, but I doubt it.
So it's all in my hair. I've used up all of it. Underneath base color is quite uneven, so it might be a bit fucked, but as long as it's conditioned and not bright, bright yellow, I think we'll be good. So yeah, I'm gonna keep it on for a good 40, 60 minutes. I haven't even had anything to eat yet today, and it's like, I think it's like 4 p.m.
The same thing as the bleach. Wipe it off because you will have a pink neck because these direct pigments are staying on your skin. I see you washed off the front, but you have a lot of pink in your neck.
Should have actually used like Vaseline or something to like cover my hairline, but I didn't. So yeah, I will either update later today once it's washed, or I'll just do an update tomorrow before I leave the house. I've committed the cardinal sin of using purple shampoo.
What? Purple shampoo after your pink? Strange. What happened?
I just got desperate because I let the pink wash out and then I let it dry and it was just really patchy all over, and like the orange tones at the bottom were just really annoying me.
Very, very, very bad that we didn't see the outcome. I'm very disappointed. I wanted to see it.
And then the roots were like a really pale pink, but the midsection, it was just all like patchy and it didn't look good anyway. After toning the purple a little bit, I don't mind if it goes purple.
But it will not go purple. It's not possible.
I love having violet tones in my hair, and I've had it purple so many times. It is my favorite color. As you can see, the artwork in the back here is purple. So like even if it has streaks of purple in it and patches of purple, I don't really mind.
No, it will not. It's on pink and purple shampoo. It's not so powerful.
I am prepared for that. So yeah, because I'm going in with pink anyway, I think pink, purple, it'll look nice. Or at least it'll do for a while until I can fix it again. Basically use the whole bottle.
What a mess. What a mess. Okay, what do we have so far? We had bleached it. Then bleach washes too. Did we bleach it 4 times or 3 times? I lost count. Then the pink with the conditioner, with the extra pink. Purple shampoo, full bottle. And you're saying you're going to apply pink after this purple shampoo too. I have no idea what the outcome will be now.
Luckily, it's not that expensive. So this is just the Intense Brightening original purple shampoo. So this is what I've used. Just put it all over my head and then doing some pink again. I might not film it because it's getting quite late at night and I might be in a rush either tonight to do it or tomorrow before I go out.
I'm always very suspicious if it's not filmed. If the next clip is going to be an amazing pink, it's a really big possibility that she went for a hairdresser to do it pink. But let's see.
There is a lot to digest here.
She didn't went to the hairdresser. No, she did it herself.
It's definitely not the ideal color. I think if we covered from like here down, that's maybe okay because it is kind of like a warm pinky rose gold.
That was the pale yellow. That's the good color. That was too orangey to put pink on. So you have rosé.
But the top is so vibrant. My hair needs a break, so I'm gonna have to just embrace this look for at least a few days. I might try and style it and see if it looks any better, but I just kind of wanted to show you.
No, styling will look worse. Curls are always hiding
I know the back
mistakes.
is patchy. I noticed that last night, but it was like 1 a.m. and I'd already did so much to it yesterday. I still have the length and it's still got the texture, it's still waving.
You have curly hair, and with all the bleaching you are taking the moisture out of your hair, and it will be more frizzy than curly. You will have more beautiful curls if you left your hair naturally, but I'm not saying anything.
Basically, I bleached it on Saturday again. So I went in with like the 30 volume and went up to like about here. And then I put pink in it again, but it was quite patchy and it wasn't the right shade. So last night I kind of just got a darker shade and just mixed in the Polish pink dye that I have with conditioner. And then I put a little bit of the Provoke Go Icy conditioner as well that has like a toning purple kind of effect to neutralize brassy tones. So I don't know if you can kind of see, but there are little bits in the light that show like they have a bit more of a purple undertone, which I really need it because under this is like pure yellow. Whenever I bleached it, it didn't go really pale. It was just kind of like level 2 maybe, level 3, level 2.
Look. If you do it straight and with the extra pink, it's better. And you don't have, the opposite will be ugly. That this is really the lighter color and this will be brighter, but it's not so bad. I kind of like it. From the very flashy one to the pale. Maybe on camera it looks better than in real life, I don't know, but it's not bad.
But yeah, I'm happy with it now. Finally, I kind of had to rock the really patchy pink for a while. It has been like a week and a half since I did that. So yeah, I'm just happy that it's now a bit more even all over. Excited to see how it like fades out and wears in a wee bit because it is quite vibrant at the moment, which I don't mind. It's just kind of getting used to it again after having such dark hair. And even when I dyed my hair pink before, it was so dark down to like maybe here. So I'm used to kind of having the dark roots, but you can kind of see my roots are kind of coming through again, which I do like, having a little bit of my natural hair color kind of coming through.
It's kind of like a number effect in your hair, like going from dark to lighter. So I don't say the end result is a fail, but your hair took a hit. So I should suggest that you leave it rest for a time and condition and masks and everything, because on some point it will break off. Well, you had it in the past, you know the drill. All I'm going to say today, Tjaukes.